Today, I'm quite excited to share with you the technique of reframing. And I'm inspired to share this technique with you because last week in my video that was about getting the love and commitment that you want, and you do that by healing your heart and using the technique of reframing, I wanted to elaborate on it more because this is a technique that you can use to help you to dissolve any challenge that you are facing. I have discovered in my own life and that with my clients that the reason that you face challenges is your thinking on the subject is inaccurate. Your perspective on the subject is disempowering. So I'm going to look at two stories. One is from my own life, one is from a client, to help you to get the hang of how this technique works. One of my clients was afraid of public speaking. And when we looked at what the root cause of this was, we came upon the story where he was asked to do a presentation in class. And he was very proud of his presentation and he was excited to present his presentation. And it was about what career, what would you like to be when you grow up? So as he was telling the story, the teacher commented on his presentation, and the response of the class was that they laughed. And what was his thinking response to this whole situation as it was unfolding? His thinking response was, oh, the class is laughing at me. The teacher is laughing at me. I'm feeling so humiliated. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, this is so painful. I'm never doing this again. And that, when he made that decision, this is painful, I'm not doing this again, that was the way he framed it. That was the conclusion he drew about the situation. And although as an adult he had now forgotten that this had happened, he carried with him the fear of public speaking. Every time he had to do a presentation, he would try to put it off. He would try to get someone else to do it. He would never volunteer to do it. And it was a difficult thing for him to do. He would be so fearful and so nervous when he had to do a presentation. And he's someone that was very good at doing presentations, although he hated doing it because of that incident, but he of course didn't realize it. So think about your own life, where maybe it's public speaking or something else, where you find that you are always pushing against it, you don't want to do it, you don't want to face it, it's not your favorite thing. Do the same kind of analysis that we did here in terms of, what is the root cause? Where is the first time you remember a story that reminds you of that energy? So the way to change this perspective around is we looked at the situation, because the situation and the conclusion and the perspective he has is based on when he was a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old. So it's a very immature child perspective that he had on the situation. And now when you go back to the incident, you are a mature person, you understand the situation better in terms of having a more broader perspective of the teacher, the children, yourself, etc. So you're bringing all of this to the situation when you now look at the experience. So what would be a powerful way to reframe that? There's many ways that it could be reframed, but I'm going to just make one example here. He's doing his presentation, his teacher comments on it, the children laughs. What can his powerful thinking response be to that? His powerful thinking response could be, even if he first thought the other response and now he comes and brings us a different response, it could be done that way as well. It depends on what is your final conclusion. So his final conclusion on this event could be, the children are laughing, he thinks to himself, oh wow, I've got the class laughing, I've got the teacher laughing. Wow, I'm pretty powerful. People respond to me very wonderfully. I think I like this. I'm just up here telling my story, having a good time, and it's bringing these people so much joy. I have the power to bring joy to people. Now with that perspective, it's like, I have the power to bring joy to people. I love doing this. This is my thing. This is where I shine. That perspective is very different from the previous perspective. The previous perspective was a conclusion of disempowerment. The current perspective that he gives to the situation is empowering, fun, etc. So if he takes this perspective now and he integrates it, he now adopts this new perspective, he's integrating it, that is his conclusion. He will find that when he goes back to his life and he is asked to do a presentation or asked to do public speaking, his feeling on the subject, his energy on the subject, his perspective on the subject, because it changed, he was able to really shine at public speaking because he now looked forward to public speaking. He was always good at it, but he didn't feel good around it due to the experience that he had. But now he could actually enjoy the whole experience of public speaking, and he could grow as a person, and he could increase his income because public speaking is a really great skill to have. So that would be an example of how you can reframe an event or an experience in your past that is causing challenges currently for you. Another example would be about this person always felt, although they were very good at attracting money, at manifesting money, they always felt like they couldn't handle drawing in a lot of money because they're not very smart with money. And what is insidious about these conclusions that you draw about yourself and about the subject when you're small is it's not the truth. One, and two, you're not aware that you're drawing that conclusion. You do these conclusions and it is happening on a subconscious level. It's not happening in your awareness. And now you don't know why you have this stumbling block or why you have this negative vibe around money, the subject of money, having a lot of money. You don't feel smart about money. So what happened in the past that gave her this frame of thinking? What happened in the past was she had gotten money from her dad. I think it was a 2 rand note. And she's got 2 other siblings as well. They're 3 altogether. And her dad said, you share this money between the 3 of you. And then he asked her, she was about 4 years old, do you know how to share the money between the 3 of you? And she said yes, because she thought of herself as, I'm really smart, I'm good at counting, I know how to do this. So she was excited, and in this excited state, she took the 2 rand and she literally tore the 2 rand into 3 equal pieces, a third for every sibling. And this incident is what happened to me. Of course, the family laughed. They thought it was funny, this little 4-year-old. She thinks it's really smart. She thinks she's doing this really cool thing of sharing the money and tearing the money up. So at that stage, when I was 4 years old, when that happened, when I heard them laughing, my family laughing at me, in that moment I felt like, you know, I had that feeling. And I was drawing the conclusion basically that everybody is smarter than me when it comes to money. Because all of them, my brother, my sister, they're older than me, my mom and dad obviously, they knew how to share the money, but I did not. So that conclusion that I drew there as a 4-year-old was not in my awareness at all as an adult. But although I was very good at attracting money, there was always this part of me that was like not very clear about how to manage my money. I always felt like I'm dumb at managing my money. Although, like I said, that is like a subconscious thing, you're not even aware of it. But then with self-hypnosis, just going back to that and bringing that up and looking at what the energy around the whole subject is, I realized why I was feeling that way around money. And so I'm able to clear that and reframe that. So what would be a powerful way to reframe that? Very similar to the previous story that we had of my other client. The same incident happens. You find your family is laughing, you as a 4-year-old. Now as an adult, as you look back at that, you say, wow, you're just 4 years old and you were so smart, you realized that this money must be taught, that this money must be shared between 3 people, and you had the concept of how to do it. How brilliant and smart is that? Also, you made the family laugh. You brought about a moment of connection. So you can frame that story as, wow, I'm connecting my family. We're sharing a moment here. We're having so much fun. I have the power to make the family laugh. And I'm so smart. I'm like really good at knowing how to share this money. I may not have done it right as a 4-year-old, but I get the essence of it. Really smart. Almost genius level. And now with that reframe, see how the energy is very different on how you view how that whole experience transpired. And with having this different perspective, adopting it, integrating it, now you feel very different on the subject of money. You feel like, wow, like, you know, I've always been really good around money. I know what I'm doing. Money brings connection, bonds people. It's fun, it's laughter, because you're associating all those good feelings now with the subject of money. And that is basically just to give you a little glimpse into how, an example of how reframing helps you to heal your heart, heal yourself on the subject that you feel challenged on. And this is basically one of the powerful things that I do during my sessions. A lot of times during hypnosis, you will go back to events that you've completely forgotten about, and then just being able to remember that and bring it up into your consciousness, putting awareness on it, and then reframing it changes your whole perception on the subject, and then changes your whole relationship with that subject, and then changes your experience and what you manifest on that subject. So please share in the comments below what you have decided you would like to reframe, so that we all know we're not like isolated and alone. We're all going through challenges. We're all going through difficult experiences. And a lot of times I find that maybe you say like, I can't remember these events in the past. One of the things that I did was Ho'oponopono. I have got a meditation on it on my YouTube channel, which you're welcome to listen to and really benefit from, because it's only when you're using Ho'oponopono that it's going to work for you. And Ho'oponopono is the I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, little prayer or mantra. And what Ho'oponopono does is, if, you know, reframing is one technique that you can use to change your perspective and your energy around things, Ho'oponopono is another very simple technique. If you like simple things that are powerful and easy, then use Ho'oponopono. So say, for example, the subject is money. Then you would say, use Ho'oponopono in this way. You would say, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, you'll say it like you feel your energy shifting on the subject. So if your challenge is money, you would say, money, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Money, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. If your challenge is public speaking, then you would say, public speaking, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Public speaking, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Ho'oponopono is a technique that you can use like a one-size-fits-all. If it was a product, it would be that product that's a shampoo and a conditioner all in one, and also a shower gel, as well as a bubble bath, as well as a facial wash. It just would be that product that contains everything. In other words, you can use it on any challenge. You having a difficult time with a colleague or with your child or with a family member, then use their name. For example, Susan. Susan, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Susan, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Susan, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. You having a challenge with your soulmate, either manifesting them or the relation that you're currently in, you going through some turbulence or uneasiness. Use it then. My soulmate, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Soulmate, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. That is, for example, you want to manifest your soulmate, you want to bring them into your life, so you don't know who they are, you don't know their name. In your existing relationship, you would just use the person's name and say the mantra. So I really want to encourage you to try it out, and that is why I have done the hypnosis meditation. And it's all about using the mantra and then also planting the seed for you to remember to do the mantra throughout your day. I'm just looking to share with you techniques that's going to help you, because a lot of us are feeling very challenged at the moment. As a single parent, raising children is challenging. Having the career and being productive in your career, challenging it can be at times. Dealing with people and relationships can be very challenging. Life can feel very challenging. And these two techniques, they will help you to smooth out things for yourself, to transmute the negative energy that is within your subconscious and within the emotional energy that's within your body, that is attracting and triggering these challenging situations externally, for you to become aware that you need to release that within yourself. So thank you so much for your time. Please go check out my meditation video. Please subscribe, help our community to grow, our single moms community to grow, so there can be more support. I love you, and I'll see you on our next video.